Hello, today I'm going to be doing a guitar lesson for The Golden Eel by Ween. I'm just going to have to get pretty straight on into this song because there's a lot more guitar parts to it than I originally anticipated. Now I'm talking about the original recording. First off, the original recording on the Mollusk is half step down. It might be a little bit lower than that, but it's half step down. When they play it live, they play it in standard. That's how I'm playing it right now. So it's in standard tuning, but if you try and play along with the album in standard tuning, it's not going to sound quite right. And also, the album version is a lot slower. It's a lot slower. The album version is more, and that's the version I'm basing it off of, especially for the guitar solo and stuff. When they play it live, it's more like, and it has that tempo. And again, the album version, the way I'm going to be teaching it, it's a lot slower. So now we got that out of the way. The guitar solo and all that, the different lead parts of the song, those are the main kind of attraction here. The actual chords are pretty dead simple, and the rhythm too. So let's talk about the verse chords. Just 3 chords. It's just A minor, and then G, and then E major. And with that G, so those are pretty much basic open chords. And the G, for those of you who don't know, basically it's just kind of like an AC/DC G. An Angus Young G, or Malcolm Young, whatever you want to say. It's just like these top two strings on the 3rd fret, and then the low E string on the 3rd fret, and then you're muting the A string, and all the rest of the strings are open. So you just get that nice, basically just a G power chord. But the way Diener plays it, at least I've seen him play it live in just about every single clip. He plays it like this. It's the exact same notes. He's still muting that A string. He's just doing with his thumb. He's playing those top 2 strings with his index finger. So you get that nice. You can also do it without hitting that B string, so you get that major 3rd. You could be doing it like that. I don't know. It doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, the rhythm for the verse is. So you're hitting it, you're stabbing it. So that means like strumming it, then muting it. And then you're palm muting it. So it's. So you're stabbing that G like that. I'm over exaggerating it to demonstrate. You're stabbing it, and then the E you want to just strum, and that's pretty much the verse. So just sitting alone, looking, watching the eel. Yeah, and when you want to switch, on that little end of the verse, you want to have that little bundle of open strings in there. And I usually like to upstroke that. And that's pretty much the verse. And then with the chorus, it's again just a couple simple chords. It's just C, then G. You can play it like this if you want to, especially since you're switching from the C to the G. It doesn't really matter how you want to play it. This is just the way I think of when Diener plays his G chord. So it's just add C, G, and then D minor. Yeah, and then you add that little arpeggiation there. So just. At least I think that's what I hear them do live. Just add in your pinky there and then go back down. And then we go back to A minor, then E major. And if you want to do that walk up on the I cannot reveal part, it's so that's just second fret and then third fret of the A. Classic rock and roll move, right? Is that little pattern. Yeah, that's pretty much the chorus. And in terms of the rhythm, it's more straightforward. You're not really muting anything. It's pretty much all just open. Yeah, it's important to remember that on the first chorus, they only do that once. And on the second chorus, they do it twice. And then in the last outro chorus, they do it 4 times. But I've always thought that always like stuck out to me, is that the first chorus is so much shorter than the others. So that's kind of interesting, and that's important to remember. So don't throw yourself off with the rest of the band if you're ever playing this live. And that's pretty much it in terms of the actual chords of the song. The rest of it is pretty much lead work. And it's important to note that especially in the choruses of the song on the album version, it is kind of hard to differentiate between what is just like a synth noise, what's like a vocal overdub, and what's a guitar line. But I've done the best that I can to sort of decipher it. So here on the second chorus, I think is when you hear this. It's up here. And there's a harmony for that, but I'll teach this one first. So you're starting up on the 14th fret of the D. This is all going to be taking place on the D string for now. This. You can slide up to that, I don't really care. So that's 14, 12, then slide up to the 15 on the D. Then go 14, slide down to 10. And walk down on that 9 and then the 7. So that's... You could throw in the open A with that and make that an octave. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that if you want to. But the harmony for that is just down a third in the A minor scale. So it starts here on the 15 of the A. You don't have to play it up here. You can play it down here. I'm just showing up here because why not? So that's 15, 14 to 17 on the A. And then so down from 15 to 12. And then I'm pretty sure that it's 11A. And then I think he might just be going open after that. So if you put those together, I'm not really sure if I can play them both at the same time, but it would basically be... And then... So that's that little harmony thing going on in the second chorus. I'm not sure if it's there on the last chorus. There's a lot of stuff going on there in the last chorus. Anyway, so I guess we should get into the pre-solo. I guess it's kind of like the first half of the solo. So this is... I'm going to try and play it pretty straight, but on the album version, it is intentionally very, very sloppy. It's like... It's not messed up that last part, but it's very like out of tune in the album version, which makes it all the more awesome when it comes crashing in. But if you want to just play it straight like he kind of does live, it's... So we're up here in the G string at the 14th fret. up to 16, 17, and slide up there. And then we hammer on, pull off, back down, and then 12, then 14, slide up to 16. So it's... And then we go back down here to the 9 on the G, then 10, then slide up to 12, and we hammer on, pull off. On that last note, you want to add that like kind of vibrato, right? So all together, that's... And then we do that again. And up to there, and then we go. So that's down on the A string and D string now. That's A at the 10th fret, up to 12. And we do kind of a bluesy bend on the fret of the D string. Not super exaggerated, just enough. And then we go down 1 fret. Then we go to 12 on the A, and hammer on hammer on, pull off. Well, we don't pull off, we just hammer on there. So, and then the harmony for that comes in the second time around. So when it does that, there's no harmony there, but the harmony comes in when it does it. So the harmony there is, so it starts on the 10th of the D, 12, 14. It's important to know that when you're playing harmony, you want it to have the same rhythm and groove. I know it sounds kind of obvious, but you really want to make sure that it has the same rhythm and the same accents on the same notes. So make sure the harmony is. But yeah, that's just. And then we end it by going. So that's on the, so it's on the E, almost what we did up on the A, but it changes. So it's. So we're going to the 12th fret of the A. Then we. So we're going. And after that, after you hammer on, you can pull off. Or you can pluck. I think I prefer to pluck. And that's when we get into the big old solo time. Alright, so we're starting down here. Actually, you want to do this. Add some crazy vibrato with that. But yeah, we're bending up there and bending down here at the 7th fret on the G and holding that B. Then we add that crazy vibrato there. And then we go. So this part's a little tricky because I think for the longest time I thought it was. Which it almost is. But on the original, on the album version, I hear him like hit this like G note, right? So I'm pretty sure it's the open G string, but then I remembered it's tuned down half a step. So like on this, I'm talking about this part. It might be that he might have hit that string by accident, but then I was like, well, no, it can't be G. It can't be an open G because it's tuned down half a step. So it would be when you're playing it in standard tuning, it'd be up half a step. So it would be. So it's kind of a sour note when you really stop and hear it, but you, on the album version, it's just kind of a cool passing like ghost note almost. So I guess if you wanna play it like exactly, that would be the closest to what it really is. It's that note on the 6th fret of the D string, and then if it was that, it would be, which is the same as that on the open. I think I might prefer just going down from the 5 on the E to the, what is that, 8th on the B. But you know, you could also just go. You could just hit that open G. It's not it's not a pretty note anyway, but it's super ugly in a pretty awesome way, if you ask me. So if you can throw that open G in there, and then we go. So it's just. That's just up there on the E. And then yeah, you hit that tritone. You just slide up there. And you can try and bend if you want to go up. If you want to go up and do it on the B and G strings. It actually sounds pretty cool too, but I don't know. I think it's a little bit easier just to go. And then we have big bend on the 15th fret of the high E. So add the vibrato at the end of that, because it's very important. And then I always think I hear like open E string there, like. There might be, I'm not sure, but yeah, the big point is the big bend up here at the 20th fret. Up full step there. And again, add that vibrato at the end. It's the same rhythm actually as that bend. So just do that, and then we have this awesome lick here, which is so that's just climbing down from 20 to 19 to 17, and then you hit the 20 on the B string twice. So don't go, because then you're gonna mess it up. So remember to hit that note twice. And then you go down to 17. And then we climb down to 20, 19, and 17 on the G string. And then you hit the 19 on the D. And then you hit 17 on G. And then you... So that's a bend, that's a half step bend on 19 of G. Except you're holding 20 on the B at the same time. And then you're going back down. And ending on that 19 of the D. So... And add some great vibrato in there. And then this is the part where it kind of overlaps with the vocals, and it's a little hard to tell what exactly is what. But definitely the first lick where it starts saying "I cannot reveal" is down here. So it starts out like that. It might be doing that thing again. You could also go like unison bend, where you like. So and that's 5th fret of the B, it's bending at the same time. So yeah. Then have some vibrato at the end of that. Then slide it up to the 9th fret, and then hit the 8th fret on the B. And then slide back down. So, and then this is kind of what I hear. So this basically, after you do that, so you hit that with your middle finger, then do this with your ring finger on the high E string, then slide up there, and then I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there. After you do that, so you're just sliding up. You want to be careful with that because you don't want to land on the wrong string. You don't want to land. You want to land on that fret. But if you got the energy and the vibe going, it doesn't really matter that much. And you just slide up there and end with a big open A string. And then this is where it starts to get a little messy. I think I hear this in there. So that's just that's just bending up on the 12th fret of the D, full step. So I like to bend downward on that because I feel like I run out of room if I go upward. And then just back down there, and slide up there. And then this, I think it's just like going. And then here is, this is where you get that big lick at the end. So the last, I cannot reveal the words of the golden eel. That's when that happens, right? So it's. So that's how it starts. So sliding up and hitting that again. So and then sliding up to 2 frets higher than that on the 10 of the B. So and ending right there. Then. So hitting that, and then getting way up here at the 20th fret again, getting back down on the B string, and then we're gonna do a big old unison bend. And that's how we're gonna end the song. So that's just like. So you want to kind of bring it back down there. So keep it up there for most of it. And then slowly bring it down and then slowly bring it back up. You don't want to bring it all the way. I mean, you could bring it all the way back down, but I like to. And then end on that unison, and then just let the kind of feedback take you out like this. That's basically how the song is, just some feedback there. So as far as I know, that's pretty much everything. I hope I didn't forget anything. This is so surprisingly awesome song to. I mean, not that surprisingly, because man, when I first heard this, that moment when after that little do 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 do, and once it like crashes back into the big guitar solo, oh my gosh, dude, what an inspiring moment. That really made me like love this band, and Dean's like brownness on the guitar really is shown in this song, and learning all these parts really gives you a good vibe for his style and what you can do with that kind of like bluesy, dirty hard rock sound, and infuse it with all these other like synthy instruments and all this like epic vocal arrangement to really make something like awesome. So that's pretty much it. I hope you got something out of this lesson, and have a nice day.